Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Nashville Stars franchise. Today, we recap this season, and quite a season. I mean, who really thought we would be a 100-win team? In the offseason, our biggest move was obviously signing Willy Adames. He really started the season out hot and really never cooled off. For the first time in this series, we had 3 All-Stars, Willy Adames, Rafael Devers, and also Pablo Moya. Then at the trade deadline, we were competing for the wild card spot, at least the top spot in the wild card chase. So we decided to go after Madison Bumgarner, and he has helped us in the second half and really propelled us to have an excellent second half of the season, including a last month where we were behind in second place the entire year, and we came back, and in the last month took over first place from the Blue Jays. A guy that has been really impressive is Dom Thompson-Williams. I think without his bat, we would not have gotten this far. He has been kind of the X factor in the lineup, and when he has good games, you know it's going to be a win. You can pretty much count on it. So we end up winning the division, and we will face the winner of our divisional game with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Both of those teams get the top 2 spots in the wild card. And looking at where we were really improving from last year, it was really getting on base and scoring runs. We finished 6th in runs, 8th in home runs. We had 3 30 home run guys. Willy Adames and Rafael Devers each had 43. They were kind of competing to see who would hit the most home runs, and then Trammell had 34. So Trammell has really been hitting the ball well. Even though he's got a low average, I mean, he's hitting bombs. We were 10th in on base percentage. It's not obviously bad. It's not amazing, but I would take it. Top 10. For the second straight year, we finished top 5 in ERA. We finished 3rd overall, and we finished 2nd in saves. Pablo Moya had 49 saves, only 2 blown the entire year. I mean, that's a tremendous season. We finished with 100 wins. The Blue Jays with 96, 94 for the Yankees, 73 for the Rays. But then a huge dip for the Red Sox. 61 wins. What really went wrong with them? It wasn't their pitching. It was their hitting. Look at the averages of a lot of these players. I mean, they're in the low 200s. Isaiah Kiner Falafel really had one of the better seasons, but then their 3 main stars, Marcelo Mayer, Trevor Story, and Bogarts, none of them hit over 300, and I think that definitely hurt them because they didn't get much help anywhere else. I think we definitely benefited from a really bad year from the Red Sox also. So let's just recap the individual players on our team. The seasons that Rafael Devers has put up in Nashville has been remarkable. Since coming over, he's had career years, 2 years in a row, hitting 320 this year, hitting 307 last year, hitting 44 home runs last year, hitting 43 home runs this year, 9 more RBIs this year, and 20 less at-bats. I mean, the guy is just absolutely killing it, and I can't wait to see what kind of career he's going to have with us. The same goes for Willy Adames. He actually came in the first year and had career highs. Hit 302, 378 on base percentage, hit his career high in home runs with 43, slugged his career high with 598, a 976 OPS. That's also a career high, and he had his career high in walks also. I mean, the guy he's a star, and we signed him to a bargain deal at that. It's going to be fun to see what this team really can do. Kerry Doss won Rookie of the Year last year, got hurt for about a month, a little over a month, but he had a tremendous year. Those 3 are just dangerous in the middle of the lineup. Jorge Alfaro actually finished with a higher average. Now, for the most part of this year, I have been platooning he and Kurt Zambrano, but I think that Jorge Alfaro is going to be the starting catcher. He is the best defensive guy that we have going into the playoffs. 99 arm. We know he can play the outfield too, so if we really need to switch him, we could do that. But he had a good year also, a 350 on base percentage. I will take that every day of the week. It's hard to believe that Dom Thompson-Williams is 29 years old. I mean, he is a guy that is only 75 overall, but hits the ball tremendously. I don't think his numbers do him justice. I think just playing with him, you can just see like the potential and the defense. The defense is what sets him apart. He's an excellent right fielder. Kurt Zambrano, like I said, platooned with Jorge Alfaro. He's not a power guy. He's a contact guy. We traded for him a couple of years ago, and he did pretty good. The one thing that is a knock on him is his speed, but obviously as a catcher, I mean, there's not a lot of fast catchers. I think Jorge Alfaro is a big anomaly. He has tremendous speed as a catcher, and that's what makes Jorge Alfaro special, I think. You know, he's never going to hit for 300, but he is a guy that can move and has an excellent arm. Colin Ozuna was an excellent rotational player, and I think that, you know, this guy is going to be a really good piece at the MLB level. Along with Jimmy Sandoval, we really moved him up, and he has really shown that, you know, he can really be the starting second baseman for this team. The issue is he is hurt, so I'm not sure if he will recover before the start of the next series. Kendrick Franklin Cole is a guy that I have been developing. He is now 25 years old. I think the thing with Kendrick Franklin Cole is that, can he really produce at the MLB level, or is he just going to be just a normal guy? And I'm hoping that he evolves his game a little bit and becomes a little more consistent, but he did hit 240 this year. Taylor Trammell, despite the low average, has really shown to be a big piece in this organization. He started out making about $500,000 when I first traded for him. He's now making $1.4 million, a big pay raise for him. And I mean, it's warranted. He has done everything that I've asked him to do. He's hit home runs. He's definitely a situational hitter too. I mean, he can hit with guys in scoring position. He is tremendous. John Dumont once again had one of those down years. I don't know what I'm going to do with John Dumont. He is hitting in the low 220s, 230s. And he hasn't hit above that. And I expected him to be a guy that could hit leadoff for us and score a whole lot of runs. And I just think that, you know, the kid, I don't know, needs some work. I don't know what exactly it is. We traded for Tyler Black to hopefully, you know, make up that production. But Tyler Black has been kind of disappointing. When we traded for him when he was playing for the Brewers, he was hitting about 275, and he hasn't quite got back up to that average. The same goes with James Wood. We have had a kind of disappointing string of young players, and James Wood really came onto the scene hot and then cooled off quite a bit, and he has not been able to stay on the MLB roster. I'm not sure if he will be on the playoff roster. But looking at our pitching, I think that we are coming into our own finally. Troy Quincy, the 1.25 whip is a career low for him, and that continues to get lower and lower each year. The same goes for, at least the same whip numbers go for Madison Bumgarner, as we traded for him at the deadline. Two lefties at the top of our rotation. That's going to be pretty scary in the playoffs. James Kaprielian moved to a long reliever role, and his whip kind of went down, so I guess that kind of helped him. Jack Leiter, a very high whip. I'm curious to see how Jack Leiter will pitch in the playoffs. He is a strikeout pitcher. He actually walked a lot of guys this year, though. 103 walks, that's way too many. I definitely want to get that down, but his fielding independent pitching is actually not bad. So, interesting season from him. Ty Macklin surpassed Jimmy Sandoval for AL Rookie of the Year, and he's probably going to win that award. And our bullpen was just lights out. I mean, just look at all these numbers. Pablo Moya was definitely the biggest surprise this year, and I think that this kid's going to have a good career. He's only 26, too. I think I'm going to give him a boost. I don't know what kind of boost it's going to be, but it's not going to be going into playoffs. It's going to be going into next year. So he will get a boost. I mean, the guy overachieved by a long shot. 49 saves out of 51 opportunities. Robert Suzuki was a guy that I had pinned as my closing pitcher for a while, and he has turned into an excellent setup man. And I say this kid is going to be great for us. The good thing is that we have drafted well with pitching, especially in the bullpen, because you see Pablo Moya there. There's other guys that are coming up, like Martin Franco we drafted in the first round last year. We have guys coming up that will be good for us because we don't have to spend money in the bullpen at all. So Pablo Moya actually finishes second in reliever of the year behind Chad Green, who had 59 saves. Ty Macklin runs away with the rookie of the year, so he will definitely get a boost going into the postseason. That one will be before the postseason because I want to boost the award winners. I also boost the MVP, so Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will get a boost going into the playoffs also. He will get I believe I usually do for MVPs a +5. So, I mean, is he going to be like unstoppable? He might be, to be honest with you. And he's going into a contract year also. And we might have to face some here in the ALDS. So we'll see what happens in that Yankees game. Rafael Devers wins Silver Slugger for third baseman. Willy Adames wins Silver Slugger for shortstop. I don't think there's any question here. I mean, they were by far the best two hitters at their position, not even close. And looking at the rest of the awards, Bryce Harper wins MVP in the NL. I will give him a boost also. And then I will give the Rookie of the Year in the NL a boost as well. He also won the Hank Aaron Award. And just looking at the rest of the awards here, I'm just looking for notable guys that won. Justin Dean wins it. He is an MLB The Show. One of those players, like Luis Arias, is one of those guys that's always going to hit for a high average. He wins the batting title like pretty much every franchise I do. And Justin Dean is a guy that develops into somebody that's really good also. So for the playoff roster, I think I'm going to be moving up Enrique Bradfield Jr. He was already at the MLB level for the September call-ups. He was on the 90-man this entire time, or 40-man. Why I say 90-man? The 40-man this entire time. And he is ready. I think he's going to be an excellent pinch runner. And if I need him to start a game, I think he could do it. Jesus Aguilar, I'm going to move him up because he is a veteran, and I did not have him at the MLB level for a lot of the year because he was struggling. But I think he's still a pinch hitter that I can depend on in clutch situations if I need a hitter off the bench. He's not going to start, but I think that's what I'm going to do with him. So here is the MLB playoff roster, at least for the first round. I decided to keep Tyler Black up even though he was struggling, and mostly it's because of his defense. He is an excellent defensive middle infielder, so I'm going to keep him there. If Jimmy Sandoval can't come back, we will have to see. So we head into this wild card matchup, the 96-win Blue Jays versus the Yankees. Who will we face? And as last year you saw, the Blue Jays won the World Series. Then after the World Series, they signed Walker Buehler to a major contract, $300 million. So they are committed to him. And then Garrett Cole, the ace of the Yankees, he signed a big deal. How many years back? Like 4 years now back. And now here we go. The Yankees versus Toronto in Toronto. Here we are in the bottom of the first inning. Garrett Cole walks the second batter of the game, bringing up Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who also walks, as that will bring up Bo Bichette to the plate here, as he does get the second out. But George Springer comes up, and he walks. So 3 walks in the first inning for Garrett Cole. That will bring up Teoscar Hernandez, who gets a hold of a pitch, and that one is not coming back. The Blue Jays take the 4-run lead here in the first inning off of their ace, Garrett Cole. This first inning still isn't done. Here's a chopper to third base, and Josh Bell cannot scoop it up. And the Yankees are all kinds of shook here in the first inning, bringing up Chris Taylor to the plate now, and he gets a hold of a pitch. This one's back at the wall, but it will just hang up in the air. A 4-0 game already for the Blue Jays. What a first inning. We already go to the second inning, and the Blue Jays are right back at the plate, and the top of their order is back up. Dylan Cruz leads them off. He was one of the top picks in season number 1 in this series, as now he is the starting left fielder for the Blue Jays. This one's hit deep. This one's got a chance. This one reaches the wall. Biggio goes deep. 6-0 Blue Jays. .391 off of the bat of the lefty, and they will pull Garrett Cole in the second inning. Clark Schmidt comes out of the bullpen, hopefully to get them out of this situation. They are down big, but Bo Bichette comes up, hits one deep. That one's crushed and gone. Make it 7-0. The Blue Jays have brought their bats and have not looked back. Wow. This is just an annihilation as here we are in the fourth inning, now in more trouble. Walking in batters. It's now 8-0. Bases still loaded. One out. Ground ball to first. Josh Bell to second. On to first. And the throw is offline. Make it 9-0. I cannot believe what I am seeing in this game. Just a horrible display of defense. A horrible display of pitching. A horrible display of offense for the Yankees. They are getting absolutely destroyed. We move on to the bottom of the eighth inning. It is 12-0. More walks in this game. It is 13-0. The Yankees are just really waving the white flag at this point. They are getting killed. George Springer comes up here. Bases loaded. One out. Ground ball to short. This one goes to two. On to first. And the Yankees are down to the final out here in the ninth inning. Zach Little on the mound for the Blue Jays, and that's easy. A 13-0 victory. Talk about getting hot going into the playoffs. The Blue Jays, that's one way to start it out. I mean, goodness. 12 hits to their 5. A grand slam in the first inning. I mean, this is a team that is ready to go and ready to defend their World Series championship. So that is going to do it here for the season recap. And I wanted to show you guys the AL wild card game. And we will face the Blue Jays in a 5-game series. I can't wait. Let me know what your predictions are down in the comment section below. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiending. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still trying to fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on.